Hey everyone, this is Scoopman5000. We're back on YouTube. It's been a while, and part of the reason for that is what you see here. I've been working on this room here, actually displaying my collection instead of just reviewing them and putting them in boxes. And, you know, instead of doing reviews, you know, how many times can you look at a figure and you say, here's how his elbow moves and here's how his leg moves? There's plenty of people that do that. I want to get more conversational and more into collecting itself, why we buy these things. This is going to be a pickups kind of video. And for this one, this is my BigBadToyStore Pile of Loot. This is for the month of January, which was a big month for some reason. Maybe the Chinese New Year, they're trying to catch up post-Christmas. But we got a lot of stuff. This was one shipment, and then like 5 days later, I had this whole other pile of loot building up, so I shipped them both. We got plenty of figures to talk about. I already opened some of them. I got excited. Big, huge BigBadToyStore boxes just like that. I'm going to start this off with what this channel was built on, what you see behind me, wrestling figures, Mattel WWE figures to be specific. BigBadToyStore, I've been getting the Ultimates from them. I love Ringside, but that pay up front, you know, with BigBadToyStore, you just pre-order them, then you charge when they ship. The only thing is they sell out a bit quicker than Ringside. They don't do all that back order stuff. Before we get to the Ultimates, we'll start with the Elites. One I already opened is Mr. Undashing Cody Rhodes. This is a greatest hits figure, so a re-release with some updates from almost a decade ago. So here he is, the Codester himself. So this is similar to the figure you would have got a decade ago, but he does have updated elbows, better face print. He would have came in a box this shape, more yellow though, instead of the special purple Undertaker version. But yeah, I love Cody. I even had like a shrine going when all the Mattels and the Jazzwares came out. I sort of took that down now, but you know, I got the suited figure, got the Ultimates back here. Winner of the Rumble that I attended in San Antonio, that's back here. Next up, I picked up the Trish Stratus Elite. It wasn't really on my radar, but I saw it was in stock. So this is the brand new sort of modern day Trish. There's a really good basic already, but I did upgrade to the Elite version with the cowboy hat, the jacket, and it looks like a pretty good figure. We'll open it up and do a little spinny. And then to round out the Elites, we got the best in the world, CM Punk. This is an exciting one. We've gotten some really great Punks. Actually have one here. Got this guy recently, the straight edge, masked up CM Punk. I don't know how good the focus is there. This is a figure from like, what, 2010 or 2011. Very expensive aftermarket, but they finally did a re-release a couple years in the future. This is that new Nexus, Macho Man style CM Punk. You do have some first timers. You got Trick, you got Tiffy, you got Dragon Lee. Haven't picked them up yet. Don't love the Tiffy figure, kind of looks off to me. But yeah, Nexus Punk, definitely adding that one to the shelf. All right, and then we're moving from Elites to Ultimates. Here we go. We got Rey Mysterio from WrestleMania with that Muda inspired makeup. And to go with that, we got Dirty Dom, complete with his mask and his prison suit, which I'm very excited to get out on display. And then finishing up, we got LA Knight. Yeah, right here. Now, I have a great Elite of LA Knight already. There's also a Defining Moment somewhere that I haven't opened yet. But Ultimates, I do like to have them live in their own realm. So, you know, I got Ultimate Shelf here, and then these are the Elite, you know, Raw and SmackDown guys. So, pretty cool for LA Knight. You know, they've been focusing a lot on the modern guys, which I appreciate. And it makes me kind of almost want to change my rules, mix them in with the Elites for Monday Night Raw and for SmackDown. So, while we're on wrestling figures, this one's going to be a little niche, but we got the Super 7 Ultimates. This is Brian Myers from the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. Let me just pan up a little bit here. See, I have my shrine up top, basically. Always a fan of those guys. Some retros back here representing. I have the Series 1 Ultimates. These guys were announced. They're 75 bucks. Broski was all decoed up. The Brian, really not so much, but he was the same price. But BigBadToyStore had him at 50% off. Couldn't say no for that. So now I got to track down a Broski. I'm sure he's even more expensive now. So from one cornerstone of this channel to the next, we're going to move into the McFarlane DC product. So this one's pretty new. This is the Flashpoint Thomas Wayne versus Thawne Reverse Flash 2-pack. Now this is pretty exciting if you missed out on the first Thomas Wayne. And then this kind of classic suit of Reverse Flash, I don't think we've gotten before. So we have a new head sculpt on Thomas Wayne. We got the unmasked Thomas Wayne as well. I don't remember Thawne having gray hair. I'll have to go back and see if that's correct or if this is some kind of mess up. They just put the same hair color. 17 plus. This is not a toy, kids, all right? Don't be caught dead with this 2-pack because this is for men. This is for collectors. And then while we're on 2-packs, one of my favorites, Batman vs. Superman. And I love that McFarlane is revisiting this film, especially, you know, in the tumultuous DC EU in the new James Gunn universe. Really grateful that we're still getting product from these Snyder movies. I'm a big fan. kill me. So we got Doomsday, a brand new figure, and Henry Cavill Superman. We've gotten him before from the Justice League. It's pretty much identical. And to go along with your Batman vs Superman figures, we got the Knightmare Batman. Now I did get the 2-pack already. This one looks like it's reusing that Batman vs Superman basic suit head sculpt. Really not great from McFarlane, I gotta be honest. Luckily, we do have Fonjoy to save the day. It fits perfect with these figures. It'll look great next to Superman. And I love Batman v Superman, so here we are. Another Knightmare Batman. All right, and finishing out the DC portion, we got the new Batman Adventures Scarecrow. With this wave, there was also a blue Batman, and there was Riddler. And I didn't love either of those figures. So I'm just picking up Scarecrow for now. I'll probably get Riddler at some point because it is a unique look. But really awesome to be kind of recollecting these new Batman Adventures and animated series figures. Now, they are sort of a downgrade in quality in some ways. Paint isn't as good as they used to be on the DC Collectibles, but the sculpt is still there. I recently got the Carrie Kelly Batman 3-pack. Love that set, and I love that episode of New Batman Adventures, so this guy will go right alongside them at some point when I decide to display my toys instead of putting them in boxes. All right, well, up next, we'll go from DC, we'll go into Marvel, and then get too many Marvel Legends. With Legends, I've been very selective, or at least I tell myself that. The last time I went crazy was around when X-Men 97 came out, and I actually rewatched the entire original animated series, and I bought a lot of the characters. I didn't really overpay for too many of them, except for Jubilee. It was very expensive. I'm not deep in the Marvel Legends, at least compared to DC Multiverse. But I did pick up 2, and really just because they're cool. They don't fit necessarily in my collections, but I'll find something for them. So up first, we got Cable. This one's been out for a while, but it just restocked. I do have that Rob Liefeld style Cable, and I love that figure, but this is that Marvel vs. Capcom version, and that's enough meat on the bone where I'm like, all right, that's cool. Even though I've never picked up the Iron Man or the War Machine, they also have Marrow coming out, so I guess I'm gonna have to get those. So I'm creating problems, I'm creating new collections as we speak, and we have another figure that'll fit kind of with these for a little foreshadowing. So yeah, this Cable, did I need another one? Probably not. But here we are. This is another one I already opened right up. I wanted to play with him. This is the Weapon of Vengeance. So Wolverine fused with Ghost Rider. Honestly, this is something I never heard of. Like with Marvel, I'm not a huge comic reader, especially if it's not, you know, Venom or Spider-Man related. So I don't know what comic this is from or what source material. And I hate to really do that. I like to know about my figures, but you got the Ghost Rider spirit in a Wolverine figure. How could you pass that up? He doesn't really fit, but I'll fit him in with some Ghost Riders, you know, Marvel Knights kind of stuff. I think he fits right in. This whole wave, the Strange Tales, a pretty cool wave. I also got Bloodstorm from this set and Dracula. Those were the ones I was interested in. So swinging back to Cable and to Marvel vs. Capcom, we got a figure that'll fit right in, and that is Cammy White from Street Fighter, Jada Toys. I've already destroyed this box. I wanted to play with the figure. All the hype around this Cammy. Only other Jada I have, and I've never even taken it out of the box. I bought it at New York Comic Con. It's the Chun-Li in pink, the Player 2 version. And now here we got Cammy. Great sculpt work. I don't think I'm going to go crazy with these, but I feel like if I ever set up X-Men and Marvel vs. Capcom, I could just kind of throw these guys in there. You know, the Chun-Li, the Cammy, and whichever other ones that sort of pique my interest. And while we're on the Capcom fighting game babes, we do have one I've been very excited for a long time, the Darkstalkers Storm Collectibles Morrigan. So this is a character I've always admired the design of. It's, I think, iconic, and it's transcended Darkstalkers into Marvel vs. Capcom, into Street Fighter, Capcom as a whole, and not really a lot of merchandise out there. I'm sure there's statues, not a good, you know, 6-7 inch action figure. That's where Storm came in clutch, and we finally have a Morrigan. Now they're gonna maybe do an arena version of this for 25 bucks, so why did I spend like 100 on this one? I guess we'll see. Now Storm, when it comes to female figures, they're not the best, or they're at least not up to par with the male fighters. I have these Mortal Kombat ones, I have Street Fighter, Sagat, familiar with the Baki, the grappler ones, because I got them from my friends, so those are great. They're really good at big, muscly characters and exaggerated male kind of faces. Female figures, a bit awkward, but for Storm Standard, this is a very good female figure. I'm excited to have it. I'll throw it right in next to my Sagat. It's the only Capcom Storms I have, but I couldn't pass this one up. I'd love to see a Felice as well, but at the rate that Storm is going, I don't think we'll see that maybe in 10 years. The last figure in the box, we got the Masterverse Evil-Lyn. This is the new Eternia version. Now, He-Man, Master Universe, I really only got into because of the DC Classics versus He-Man Classics. So I have that He-Man, I have that Skeletor. Then WWE came along and they made WWE figures. And I have that whole series. So with that, I was getting some Origins to fit with those guys. And the Masterverse, every once in a while, will just make a sick figure. And this Evil-Lyn, no exception. And you know, these are a little stiff. They don't articulate great. But this one It's got great musculature. It's got a great face sculpt. And I feel like Evil-Lyn, I probably have all of them. Probably like half of the Masterverse I even own. But I feel like every time they make an Evil-Lyn, I'm like, I got to pick that up. So I guess I got a thing for it. So that is going to do it for this one, the Big Bad Toy Store for January 2025. So maybe I'll do these monthly. I guess if it's a slow month, maybe I'll put 2 months together. In between that, I also want to do like a weekly purchases, just things I picked up from online or from in-store. Because I mean, if you guys are collecting like I'm collecting, the shit piles up. And I want to talk about it, you know? This can be a very solitary hobby, but let's get into it. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video.